Hey everyone, this is Joey G with Touch of the Brush Model Weathering, and in this video I'm going to show you how I wire up my track to my NCE system. And we're going to go from using the feeder wires into the terminal block into the bus wire. And there are so many ways you can do this. These are some of the terminal blocks that I do use, and it's fairly simple. Now Sparky107, he has a video on showing how he also does his wiring and uses these terminals. Now these are a 12 position Euro style terminal strip, 8.2 millimeter pitch. Okay, these are the local Radio Shack that are in town, and these are $4.99, and I bought 6 of them. Do I need all 6? Probably not, but I also plan on wiring up my building, so why not, right? Always have more if you can. So with these here, very simple. If I can bring them to the camera a little bit, this is what they look like. I'll take them out of the package here. And this is what they look like. They are very, very simple and easy to use. And they may be a little time consuming in the fact that you have to create different wires. But all in all, what you want to do is loop wires to each terminal like this, just hoops, and then you position, move my little coffee cup out of the way here. So let's say one section over here is white and the other one is red. You connect your track, so here's your track right here. You have your soldered joints, or it's soldered right to your rails, however you would like to do it. And then pretty much you take one wire here and one wire here, just like this. And then from here you go right out to your bus line. That's it. That's all all there is to it. And so we're going to go here quickly and how I can show you how we actually put this together. So here's some spare wire that I have, and I'm using, like, I think that's like 16 gauge. Very, very simple. And you want to cut a very, very, very small amount. Okay, I do about 1 inch maybe. Okay, this side's already done. Okay, you can splice this, load up the ends each side, right? Very small, right? And so you pinch it. I take my thumb and I pinch it down so you almost get like a horseshoe. And actually maybe go a little bigger next time. But we'll do here, we'll flip it a little better here. Let's turn it, much better. Okay, so you want like a nice U shape, right? And this is going to be the red side. And then you take your screwdriver. Okay, so I got a screwdriver here. Tighten one side, make sure this side is in as well. And you can tighten that one. Now you have one in here, and this makes the continuation of the circuit all throughout. So you want to keep making loops, and you do the same for the white. Okay, so basically you're going to have loops here. So the outside ones are going to be your bus wire. So you have red for red, or black for black, or white for white, which one you want to use, doesn't matter. Okay, but make sure they match like that. And this is your bus line to the next terminal block. Okay, and so what we're going to do is, I'm going to show you, we're going to loop another one, make a little horseshoe, make this one a little bigger. Okay, now we're going to loop this one as well, make it to a nice looking horseshoe. Pinch that. Alright, so here's another one. Okay, and just open this up just a little bit, enough to loosen it up. You don't want to take it fully out. And then we're going to take ours and go inside here and into the next one. Okay, so now you're connecting and you're looping each circuit, right? Okay, so now we're going to do white one, and I'm going to complete this and show you how it looks like when it's all done. Okay, so I made one after about maybe 10 minutes. It's not that hard. Again, make these little horseshoes. Make sure they all go inside together here. One into the other. Make sure they overlap each other. Okay. Now the next step is, and actually this is, I believe this is 18 gauge, not even 16. It's even smaller. And then you take your bus wire and clean these off here. Jeez, I even forgot what gauge this is too. I think it's 14. Yeah, it is 14. Look at that. Okay, so we're gonna get our 14. You didn't want it too big, just enough. There we go. Yeah, that's a 14. You could do solid or you could do stripe. It doesn't really matter. I do prefer solid, but this one, for our example, is actually afraid. What do you call it? Frayed? Well, definitely not solid. I'll say 14. 14. So we get the next one. Okay, now we're going to go from one terminal. So let's say we have a terminal that's already done, and we're going to connect from one to the other with the bus wire. So just follow along your pattern here. Okay. Now you want to loosen this one up here on the edges. Okay. I use white because it's easier to see underneath the layout compared to the black, but you can use black, purple, pink. It doesn't really matter. As long as you know where you're going with your bus wire, that's all that matters. Okay. And you tie it right back up. Make sure it's nice and tight. Get a little tug if you need. Make sure all these are good to go. I was almost freaked out because I couldn't figure out why half the layout wasn't running. It was just because one of these was too loose and I had to stick it right back in and then screw it down even tighter, and that was it. So fairly simple. So we're gonna do with the next one. And what's cool about this also is that you don't have to have a huge line of bus wire, like, you know, miles of it. You go per block, per block, per block. And if you need to adjust, you can adjust it to where you can actually save some of the wires that's splicing it in. You just connect each one individually and work in sections. Like I have this Penn-Reading Industrial Division layout in different sections, or, you know, not really blocks. I don't want to say blocks because that's a whole different kind of concept in model railroading, but just different sections. Oh, this one's actually going to be a little, didn't go in all the way. There we go. Yeah, that's tight. All right. So you basically take your other terminal block. What I'm saying by per block is you just do build the next one, and then you go here to here, and you make another one and just continue along the way through, so you have constant conductivity, constant circuit all the way through your layout. Okay. Now for the track. So here's your track. Okay, and you just match up. That's it. So when I go underneath the layout, I go one in here for each red. So we're gonna go one in there and one in here, like that. And so I could have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I could have 5 switches or 5 sets of for each block, and that's a lot. So you don't really necessarily need a lot of these if you have a small switching layout. You may just need 1 or maybe just 2. You know, and they're very inexpensive. Just they're $4.99. Okay, and maybe I'll show you underneath the layout, but it's kind of a mess right now. It's not really organized at this moment. But let's go through the layout and see how it works. Alrighty, so after it's connected down here, again, once I organize it, I'll show you what it looks like. It looks like a spider web at the moment, so I'm not going to show you just for this video. Maybe the next video I will. And you connect it right here, just like your either your DC or a DCC system. Then you turn it on. Ooh. And that's that. And that's all it's to it, guys. That's really it. It's very simple. Again, sit there with a drink, cup of coffee, something, and watch a movie and just work on your terminal blocks, build them all in the big set, and go to town. It's really simple. And so I'll have a video on how I do the wiring and extension, and I'm also going to have a video on the progress of this layout coming up very soon. So I appreciate it, and if not, maybe the video already dropped at this point. But I appreciate everybody's journey, or hanging out with me on this journey with this layout, and I'll see you guys next time. Joe G with Touch of the Brush Model Weathering. You guys have a great week.